You have to make things happen on your own. If others, like agents or managers or producers or investors, if they do something, great. It's a bonus. But don't rely on them for your future, for your dreams. What can you do for your career? It's basically, how can you agent yourself? Because unfortunately, the vast majority of agents and managers won't do it for you. They may compliment your efforts, but they won't do it for you. You have to essentially learn how to be your own agent. You have to learn how to make things happen on your own. And again, if other people help, that's wonderful, but you can't rely on that for achieving your dreams. Make a project happen. Make something happen. Look for an obscure novel, or think about a story you know, or maybe there's somebody in your family. I always believe in using your life. You know, it may not have to be strictly autobiographical, but use some element of your life. Maybe you have a fascinating great uncle who did something amazing. Maybe you have a quirky cousin, whatever, some element of your life, and try to create a project out of that. I'm all about empowering actors, directors, writers to become producers as well. They don't have to be the only producers. If you look at IMDb, and I believe everybody should be an IMDb pro, but if you look at IMDb, you'll find sometimes these films have 15, 20 producers and executive producers and co-producers, whatever. So the point is, you're not going to be the only one. But I'd rather you have some influence and awareness of a project instead of giving it to somebody else, just dropping it off and going on to the next thing. Learn to produce. Learn to make things happen, to empower yourself and make things happen on your own. One of the most important key ingredients for success in the creative arts is being flexible and pivoting. But when I advise screenwriters, you shouldn't be writing the genre that you like the most. You should be writing the genre that you're the best at compared to other professional screenwriters. Everybody would love to write historical, Oscar-winning films, but very few people are actually good at writing those. So what are you best at compared to your peers? There's so many filmmakers that are so precious, and they're waiting for the perfect circumstances and the perfect stars to come and be in their film and the perfect investment. Well, it doesn't really happen that way. You get in by hook or crook, you get in, got to get a credit. You get a credit no matter how you can. And whatever's presenting itself, you make happen. Whatever opportunities are presenting themselves, you take advantage of. So don't be precious. If you achieve a level of success, then you have more control over what genre and medium and budget you can do. But when you're just starting out, your first or second project, you want to make anything happen you can. Get in the game. The main thing right now is survival. Everything else is almost meaningless in comparison. So it's about being nice to yourself. You know, exercising, eating healthily as possible, and getting enough sleep. Sleep is so underrated. Sleep, 7-8 hours a day. That's so important. And be able to turn off. Some people, as a function of anxiety or apprehension, are listening to too much TV, radio, text. Turn off technology. As an artist, turn off. The thing has an on and off switch. Turn off once in a while. And just take a hike in Mother Nature, or just turn off now and then and start reflecting on your work. There's some important things you can do during COVID. One is to really re-examine where you're at and where you want to be. Are you doing the right things? Are you making progress? Another is making time in your schedule for artistic work and for networking or promoting your artistic work. You should actually time manage it, meaning you should schedule it like a doctor's appointment. Thursday at 11 for 2 hours, I'm just going to reach out to people on social media who can help me. Who am I? In my book, I call them primary contacts. People who basically, in a nutshell, no matter what creative profession you're in, it's people who can hire you, represent you, or invest in you. You need to cultivate as many of those people as possible. In the book, I call it contact accumulation. If you want a career as a filmmaker, with very few exceptions, you better know 300 or 400 people, professionals. But I'm just starting out. I only know 2 or 3. That's okay. Don't be depressed. But that's a goal. That's a goal. Instagram, Clubhouse, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, whatever. You have to use those and try to meet people who can represent you, hire you, or invest in you. And don't forget, the key tenet of any good networking is not just what can they do for you. We know what they can do for you. They're probably more powerful or more connected and can help your creative career. What can you do for them? Networking, bonding is a two-way street. But what can you do for them? There may be something you can do for them. Can you help them personally? Maybe they're single. There's somebody you can introduce them to, or somebody, a peer they can meet business-wise, professional or personal, whatever. What can you do? Can you read scripts for them? Can you give them some travel advice? What are the best restaurants in Penang? I don't know. What can you do for them? You want to use your brain whenever you're meeting somebody like that. What do you have in common? Figure out commonalities. What do I have in common with the person I'm schmoozing or networking? Are we from the same state? Are we from the same region of the country? Are you both from the same ethnic group originally? Or, whether it's Indian or Chinese? Are you both from the same junior high school, college, graduate school, church, mosque, synagogue? Whatever it is, you may have something in common with them, and you want to focus on that. That is an entree. It may not seem like much to you, but when you're meeting a stranger, somebody new, it can be very meaningful. It's an entree, and that can help propel the conversation forward quickly. How do you create projects that are appealing to the entire world to make sure that your projects that you're writing are not too parochial, not too localized, that people in other continents can appreciate it as well? There's a number of things you can do besides having an international social media presence to try to get the word out. How do I find it? First of all, that's the first thing. How do I watch it? The second thing is, what universal themes? Story selection. When you're a writer, story selection is so important. One of the biggest problems with screenwriters is I've read so many scripts where they were written very well, but the initial story was just not that interesting that I wanted to follow it for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? So story selection is so important. And are you creating a story that the world will enjoy? Now, in terms of film, and even theater to some extent, and certainly TV. The Netflix of the world are looking for projects that will travel to 200 countries. What is the global appeal of your story? Universal theme that we can all connect with and empathize with.
Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Mo One Drama for the choicest, tastiest, most wholesome drama around.